Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is going to be a rebuke on the wicked, alright? A rebuke on the nation of Esau, Edom, who are coming to the end of their society right now, and are going to be destroyed, even though in times past it didn't seem as though they was going to ever go through anything, man. There was a time where we just thought, like, that they was always just going to continually have good times, man, and that we were always going to continually have bad times and have to, like, try and find some kind of small way to win within their society, all right? But that's coming to an end, man. This is Psalm chapter 73 and verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. So in times past, it seemed to us that the wicked were just going to always have good times, man, and that no matter how much wickedness they did, they always would win. So some people went around thinking that that's the way it's supposed to be in life if you want to succeed. That's what it ended up putting that kind of thought process on people. And then a precept to that, which I'll go to it quickly. It wasn't part of the list of scriptures that I had, but I just thought of this scripture now. This is Sirach chapter 10 and verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of ruler the ruler of the city is, such are they that dwell therein. So if the ruler of the city, if the ruler of your country, if the ruler of your town, if the ruler of your society, if the ruler of the world as it stands right now is wicked and evil, and someone that's deceitful and is going to use manipulation on you and deceit, then everyone else that lives in that society at the time, everyone else that lives in the world or in a particular place at the time is going to be like that also. And that's why people in this world are sneaky. That's why you can't really trust anyone as it stands right now. Really, it's hard to trust anyone, and the main people that you can trust and speak to openly is any brother that believes in Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, man. And I was watching a video yesterday by Apostle Rakar, and he said that the video was entitled "You N-Words Are Gone," and then he was talking to his brothers from, I think it was Atlanta, and he was saying to them that the only time he can be himself is when he's around brothers, and that he normally has to feel like he's in Clark Kent mode. I believe he said he normally feels like he has to, like, hide who he really is, and I understand that, man, because when you're around brothers, when you're in this world and might not be around brothers that much, or people that believe in what you believe in, you kind of have to check yourself almost, because you find yourself spewing out a lot of stuff that you want to talk about with people that you can't really talk about with anyone else. But you have to check that, because they're going through stuff as well to a certain degree, and they might not be in a particular mood to want to hear your particular things, man. But they'll be the only ones that understand why you're doing it. Whereas other people will just be like, "Oh, I wish you'd shut up about all that Bible stuff. I wish you'd shut up about talking about how wicked this world is." And that's because the majority of the people in this world are like the current ruler, who is wicked. Verse 4, there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they played like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness, they have more than heart could wish. Because right now, Esau, it seems as though he's winning. It seemed as though he was winning, and that nothing is ever going to happen to him. But now, slowly, you're starting to see the curses pouring onto him and slowly be taken off us. But it's not big enough yet for them to really know that it's over for them, man. And that's why they're pushing all this stuff that they're doing to try and escape. But you can't escape once Yahweh set you in his sights. All right? They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily because they laugh and mock at the fact that they had us in slavery. And they never thought that they was ever going to have to go through it themselves, because on paper, it didn't seem as though that was going to happen. But in the spirit, and if you was to research history and what's happened to the Israelites every single time they was under a ruler and they prayed to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, you would know that at the latter end of it, they always came out. They always received mercy every single time. The Israelites have got a 100% success rate at being taken out of the hand of their oppressors. So if these Edomites would have really thought about that and considered it, they wouldn't have put their hands on us. Now let me jump down quickly. Verse 17. Until I went into the sanctuary of God, then understood I their end. Because once you start reading the scriptures, you understand that these Edomites are going to fall down, and then you start looking at these Edomites in a different way, along with all the other nations, and they can't handle it, man. Because the main thing that all these nations love is to have the respect of you Israelites, man. They love it. Even though they might not like you, they don't like it if you don't like them. They really don't like it when you don't like talking to them. They don't like it when there might be a group of people at college, and there might be all Israelites in that group of people in college. And if an Edomite or a heathen comes up and they reject him, that person might have to be on suicide watch, man. They ain't gonna like that. When they go to these football sports games and all this stuff, they're wearing the jerseys with an Israelite, with a so-called black man's name on it, all right, with an Israelite's name on it, with a so-called Latino's name on the back, shouting and ranting and raving because they love you, but at the same time they hate you. They want to do evil to you, but at the same time they don't want you to have one evil thought towards them, because really deep down, and they can say that it's not the case all they want, really deep down they are envious of us. All right, they're envious of every single Israelite, man, because they know that left untouched without any interference from them, right, would be better than them significantly, to where it wouldn't even be fair, man. It almost wouldn't even seem fair. And the reason why they know this is because they understand that they're doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes and openly to try and destroy us, yet we're still better than them in a lot of ways. We're still better than them, and they can visibly see it, even though the claim is that we're just niggers. That's the claim that they have. But if we're just niggers, then how comes we're better than them at so many things? How comes they have to use us to do all their things? How comes they're always watching what we're doing? When I think that someone's a piece of shit, if I think that somebody ain't worthy, I'm not paying no attention to what they're doing. They can do whatever they want, and I don't even have to get involved and try and sabotage it. Sirach chapter 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So Esau is always wicked. It don't matter what he's trying to pretend that he's doing. He's always wicked. Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as though thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt find, so like, and thou shalt know that his rust is not altogether wiped away. So he might be hiding a bit of wickedness behind his back, but if you really just start being around him and watching him, right, just stay still and just watch him and just listen to whatever he's saying, you'll be like, oh, the wickedness is still there, man. You're still trying to come with that sly racism. You know what I mean? You're still trying to do certain things wickedly. You're still going behind my back to try and get me fired from my job, trying to get me kicked out of my house, trying to ruin my family. You're trying to do something along the line. You're still trying to get me set up. You're still trying to accuse me of robberies. You know? That's what they do to us, man. They accuse us of certain things behind the scenes and then show up and be like, oh, what's happening here? You know what's happening there. You set the whole thing up, man. These Edomites are the devil. Let me carry on this, man. There's so many scriptures that you can go to where these Edomites, they really thought there was going to escape out of this, but there's no escape, man. Here's another scripture. This is Proverbs chapter 16 and 4. The Lord have made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So these Edomites walk around thinking, oh, we do all this evil, so how comes we haven't been punished for it? Well, they was made for the day of evil. They was made for the day of evil, and that's why they're being able to perfect their evil. That's why they're being able to perfect their wickedness, because the day is coming where they're going to get the chance to use their sword at its maximum. All right, Yahweh's going to allow them to use their sword and their violence at the maximum amount, man. At the maximum amount. And if you're not under Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai's covering, you're going to get a taste of that. The edge of his blade is going to come upon you. Let me carry on. One of the other scriptures, what other scriptures have I got on here? Here's another one. Because people might say, well, you can say that the white man is the wicked all you want, but where's your proof? Well, here's some proof right here. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Are people rejoicing right now that they're under all of these lockdowns? Are people rejoicing right now that they have to wear all these masks? Are people rejoicing right now that they have to get free things? Right? Are they rejoicing that there's going to be a fourth thing? Are they rejoicing that they more than likely know that there's going to be a fifth one too? But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. People are mourning, man. I always hear about people complaining about this stuff, whether it's on the news or in person, or in passing, or even in passing by and hearing other people's conversations, man. There's always people complaining about this stuff because they know deep down that it's BS, but they don't have no power to do anything. So they're just going to be zombies and join onto it, man. Now, Esau's going to be paid for this. They're going to be paid back for this, though. Even though they might not have thought they was going to, they're going to. This is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 12. For the Lord saith, Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup of assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So let's say there's a guy that was a super warrior, man, right? And everyone thought that he wasn't going to get his ass whooped ever in his life, but he gets his ass whooped, right? And there was another guy that's a journeyman, or always lost, pretty much always been a loser, right? Is he going to be the one that's going to go, that's not going to be defeated? Is he going to be this guy that's not even worthy? Is he going to not take a L? Of course he's going to take a L, man. And that's what Yahweh's basically saying to Esau. The Israelites weren't even supposed to ever lose like this, right? But you think you're not going to lose. Of course you're going to lose. You're going to taste of what they tasted too. You're going to get a taste of it, man. You're going to get to feel like what it feels like to be under curses. You're going to get a taste of what it's like to be cursed, man. And it's worthy for you. It's worthy for you, man. You deserve that. Because in times past, through many different times, you've always just been bothering us, man. You've bothered us, got on our nerves, just been annoying, being an antagonist, and then instead of being a straight up warrior, when you've antagonized the situation, you lie and might get an Israelite arrested or get them killed by calling the police, man. You've bared false witness on us, and then pretended like you're a nice guy. You've put poison in us, and then pretended that you didn't do no wrong, man. But you're the devil. Straight down the middle. Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and were evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. So because they have good power right now to do wickedness, they do it. They're not doing righteousness, because they've got the power to try and do something good too. They could start taking away and try and enact certain of God's laws if they wanted to, but they don't want to. That's the point. Yet still they want to try and claim that the Bible's for everyone. We can all be saved and all of this, but they ain't doing God's laws. They ain't doing what it takes to be saved, according to what they're saying. They ain't doing what it takes. They're doing the complete opposite of the Bible's moral code. They ain't doing nothing but sinning and making sins legal. They're legalizing sin. Yeah, so at the same time they're trying to claim that it's for everyone. And that's why they're gonna fall down, man, and that's why they're going into slavery, man. That's why they're going. Alright? It doesn't matter what they want to say. They're going, man. They're going into it. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So they're going into slavery. It doesn't matter if they don't want to go. We didn't want to go, but we went because Yahweh said that we was going to go. It was prophesied that we was going to go into it. So again, you Edomites aren't special because he was able to put us into it, because it had to come to pass. If it hadn't have came already, then it would still have to come in order to pass. And it's now came upon us. So now it's passed. It's not going to happen to us anymore. But this is the last slavery that we're going to be in. This is our last time, man. And that's why you Edomites are going to have to go all out on your last one, man. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that you have but a short time. And that's why you're doing all these things, man. We don't even know the half of all the information that there is out there and the wickedness that you're really doing, man. But we're going to find it out, though. We're going to find it out, and you're going to be punished for it all. God is not mocked. For a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So you're still going to get judged for it, whether you thought you wasn't going to anyway. And you tried to hide who we are as a people, but it didn't work, because we still know who we are. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. We're going to rule over you that oppressed us. And that's you Edomites, but also all these other nations, because they've oppressed us too. They've oppressed us too, man. They're racist too. And the thing is, we the Israelites, man, the Bible is a racist book, all right? It speaks about one nation being better than another. But the difference is, we don't hide that that's what it is. But you people try and pretend like you're not racist. But you are, though. You are racist, man. We know you are. We've got stories on your racism. But you try and pretend that you're not. And that's the problem. That's the problem, man. And the reason why you have to hide it is because you know that we're just exit out of your societies, and you'd have nothing. Because you need us. We don't need you. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 3. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from thy hard bonding wherein thou was made to serve, which is what we're under right now, man. This society is hell for us. That thou shalt take this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? How has America been destroyed, and how are you Edomites in slavery, man? How have you been able to stop putting us under slavery? We're gonna ask them how. If we ain't the Israelites, right? If we're just black people, if we're just Native Americans, if we're just Latinos, how is it that now you're at the bottom of this boat, getting ready to put in the worst slavery that's ever existed on earth? How is it? And they're going to be at the bottom of that boat, tied up, chained up, just like how we were, right? And they're going to be having to consider that, man. And a minute's going to seem like a hell of a long time when they're doing that, man. Because they're going to be down there, remembering every time that they was talking smack, remembering every account that they made, typing on the Hebrew Israelite comment section, oh, you guys this, you guys that. They're going to remember every time they scoffed. They're going to remember every time they was racist, right? They're going to remember every time they physically put their hands on an Israelite, right? They're going to remember every time that they laughed at the slavery that Israelites went under, right? They're going to remember when they was laughing at the lynchings. They're going to remember when they called the police on somebody falsely, and then that person got shot down and was killed. They're going to remember all of that. They're going to remember when they made an Israelite get fired from work. And that was just like a funny thing for them to do. It didn't affect their life at all. It wasn't because they wanted to get a promotion or nothing like that. They just wanted to get an Israelite fired to see if they could do it. They're going to remember all of that. And they're going to know that they're about to get effed up, man. They're going to know that they're going to get effed up. And then they're going to try and play on the Israelites' emotions. Oh, please, Dave, you remember me? Ooh. Nah, I don't remember you still. I don't remember you. Sorry. You don't know me. They're going to remember, man. Verse 5. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. So Esau's going to be getting his ass whooped. And ain't nobody going to be stepping in like, oh, no. All nations can be saved. And there ain't really no one doing that. And if someone was even brave enough to try, boy, they'd be right next to them getting their ass whooped too. Like, oh man, it's going to be hell for you Edomites, man. It's really going to be hell for you devils, man. Nothing nice is coming out of this for you. Nothing nice. The saints are going to take the kingdom. Like, you think you've got power right now. Think that's fine. But you're going to lose, man. You have to. Yahweh's going to make it be that way. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever. even forever and ever, never to fall out of that kingdom ever again. So this last time right now that you Edomites have got over us is where you're going to do your most evil towards us, man. You're going to kill a lot of Israelites. You are going to. You are going to get to put out a lot of evil on the Israelites, but you're not going to make to touch one person more or one person less than what Yahweh wants you to. And that's also all that punishment that you do upon the Israelites during that time. You're also going to have to pay for that as well. So you're not going to get away with that. And you're not going to get to celebrate that evil that you put upon us in that time much, because soon after you've done that, you're going to be getting yours back, man. So it's not going to be something to celebrate. The affliction of an hour makes a man forget times of pleasure. And the affliction that the joy of an hour is going to make us forget the times of affliction. So we're going to forget what you did to us, but you're going to be remembering what we're doing to you at that time. And there's many more scriptures that I could go into, man, but I just thought I'd go into a few from off this list on this rebuke of the wicked. And in fact, I'll bring this one out as well, man, because you Edomites are some haters, star. I'm telling you, you just, man, you're a bunch of devils, man. Psalms chapter 62 and verse 4. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. So they'll be like, morning. And then you'll be like, man, you're a devil. But you might say morning back, or you might just ignore them, man. But really, they're angry if you ignore them back, because they're like, damn, he might know I'm a devil, man. What does he know? That was on the comment board yesterday, laughing at a black man getting shot, saying, oh, they're this percent of the community and they do this amount of crime, blah, blah, blah. You know the catchphrase that these Edomites have got. They've got a few catchphrases that they go to when it comes to the Bible, when it comes to racism. And then once you debunk every single category, then they bring out the true demon on them, the true demon that they got. So with the Bible, they'll say, John 3:16, you'll slice that in half. There's neither Jew nor Greek. You'll slice that in half. The Canaanite woman, you'll clearly show them that it said, that Yahweh said, I'm not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then they'll start going, they'll start, and then they'll be like, fuck you, nigga, and just get mad and spaz. You know, that's how they are, man. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing, man. And yeah, I'm gonna end the lesson there, man. You Edomites. In fact, here's where I can end it, man. Because it's not like you Edomites are just gonna be going into slavery and then you're just gonna stay in slavery forever. No. There's going to be an end of your slavery, but it's not like the end of our slavery. There's just going to be an end of you in general. But there's just going to be an end of you. The whole root of you Edomites is going to be purged from the face of the earth. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh have spoken it. So it's gonna be purged, man, completely off the face of the earth. All you Edomites are gonna lose, man. All you wicked are gonna be destroyed. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.